Hey, Terence again here from DreamFactory. Wanted to show you some really interesting stuff we're working on. You'll recognize this is DreamFactory. This is our demo environment, but customers are typically running this in their environment, so self-hosted. And I've generated an API. Just called it SQL Server because that's what it is. I've got a key here. I've taken this URL and this key, and I've dropped it into an env file, and I've given it to Claude Code. I told Claude Code, you have an env file with an API key. I want you to investigate that using DreamFactory's own MCP server, and investigate the schema, and then generate an MCP server that does sales intelligence reporting, specifically looking at a few specific functions. So it interrogated the schema. It actually went back and looked at an old package I'd built and rebuilt that, and presented me with a MCP server. This is really interesting because not only is DreamFactory generating a RESTful endpoint from a database with documentation and a schema endpoint, and allowing you to apply role-based access over top of it and rate limiting. Using our MCP server now, we become a full MCP generation stack. So using Claude Code, you can expose only the data you want. For instance, maybe only the schema endpoint, not the actual data. And Claude Code can look across the data and map it and understand it based on its schema, and then generate an MCP server. And you can go back and forth with Claude Code to perfect and improve that over time. So what I did is I downloaded that MCP server locally. We're really close to actually having an MCP endpoint as part of the native DreamFactory offering. And there's going to be some interesting capabilities there around being able to push configs from Claude Code via that MCP server, the DreamFactory core MCP server, back into DreamFactory. So you'll be able to actually run all your MCP servers from DreamFactory itself. But in this case, I just ran it locally, and I asked it to build me a report with the most recent month's data, and it did that. And so here's that report. We think this is really special because building MCP servers takes time. It's a bottleneck in a lot of organizations, and so DreamFactory now is not just a secure data layer for API use cases. Data layer for AI use cases, exposing just the data you want as a RESTful endpoint, as a Swagger API. But better yet, now we actually will even generate you an MCP server and expose that as well. So I think this is a pretty exciting capability, and please reach out if you've got questions or want to learn more.